Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally be able to show you that love isn't just a feeling, it's a lifetime of choices. Every time I imagine holding your hand at the altar, I feel like the universe finally whispered, "This is it." Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll spend my days proving that devotion can be louder than words. I've waited for this moment longer than I can remember, and soon every second of waiting will feel like blessing. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally learn how to live life not in halves, but in fullness with you. When I picture our life together, I see laughter echoing through every corner, every fear melting into safety. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll treasure the small moments, the quiet dinners, the stolen glances, the soft whispers. I don't just promise you marriage, I promise a home in my heart where your soul can rest. Soon you'll be my wife, and the world will finally witness what it means to find someone worth waiting for. Every plan I've made, every dream I've chased, has been leading me to you. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll make sure that love feels like oxygen, necessary, constant, undeniable. I don't need grand gestures. I need you in my life, every day, in every way possible. Soon you'll be my wife, and every promise I whispered in darkness will come alive in daylight. The day you become mine, I'll finally understand why the universe was so patient with me. Soon you'll be my wife, and even time will pause to witness our love unfold. I want to grow old tracing the lines of your face, discovering new reasons to fall in love every day. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally stop imagining forever. I'll be living it. Your name will no longer be a thought in my mind. It will be engraved in my reality. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll dedicate my every heartbeat to proving that love can be both fierce and tender. I don't want a perfect life. I want a life perfect because you're in it. Soon you'll be my wife, and every lonely night I spent waiting will feel like a necessary prelude to this joy. You're not just the person I love, you're the person I've been learning to love my whole life. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally stop searching for completeness because I'll have found it in you. Every love song I've heard suddenly makes sense when I think of calling you mine forever. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll cherish you in ways words could never capture. I've waded through storms, doubts, and fears. Soon it'll all feel worth it when I see you at the altar. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll guard our love like it's the most sacred treasure on earth. I don't want just a moment with you. I want a lifetime, a story written in your name. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally learn the meaning of devotion beyond romance, a quiet, endless loyalty. Every thought I have, every dream I dream, ends with your face and the promise of forever. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll spend every day proving that our love was worth the wait. I've imagined this moment in countless ways, yet reality will still take my breath away when it happens. Soon you'll be my wife, and even the stars will feel small compared to the light you bring into my life. I want to wake up to you, fall asleep beside you, and spend all the moments in between showing my love. Soon you'll be my wife, and every heartbeat will echo the vow I silently whispered long before the world knew. I've waited for this, not because I was patient, but because I knew you were worth every second. Soon you'll be my wife, and the universe will finally smile, knowing it placed two souls exactly where they belong. I promise to honor you, cherish you, and never take for granted the miracle of you saying yes. Soon you'll be my wife, and every fear I had about love will dissolve in the reality of having you beside me. I want to love you in ways that make the world notice, but only we understand the depth of it. Soon you'll be my wife, and even silence between us will feel like the most beautiful conversation. I don't just see you as my future. I see you as the reason my present feels so alive. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll make every day a celebration of the love that brought us here. Your smile has already changed my life. Soon your presence will complete it. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally know what it means to be truly, endlessly, irrevocably in love. I've written your name in my heart long before the world allowed me to say it out loud. Soon you'll be my wife, and every fleeting moment until then will be a reminder of how much I've waited. I don't just want to hold your hand, I want to hold your soul in mine forever. Soon you'll be my wife, and our story will become a testament to the power of love that waits, endures, and wins. When I say soon, I mean every heartbeat, every prayer, every thought has been leading to this promise. Soon you'll be my wife, and every sleepless night I've spent dreaming of you will finally find its reason to rest. I can already see you walking toward me in white, and for the first time, I'll thank the universe for every heartbreak that led me to you. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally get to hold the one person who feels like both home and destiny. Every promise I made under the stars will come alive the day you become mine forever. I don't just want to marry you. I want to live in every version of forever where you exist beside me. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll spend the rest of my days proving that soulmates aren't fiction, they're divine truth. You'll wear my last name not as ownership, but as a vow that you were always meant to be part of my story. I've waited lifetimes for this moment when I can finally call you my forever, not just my dream. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally breathe easy, knowing I never have to search for love again. My heart already calls you my wife. It's only time that has to catch up to what love has already decided. I used to chase peace in the wrong places. Now peace wears your smile and whispers my name. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll be the man who guards your heart with the same devotion I guard my breath. Every sunrise feels like a rehearsal for the day I finally get to call you mine forever. I don't want a grand wedding. I want a quiet moment where your eyes meet mine and we both know this is it. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll wake up every morning to the sound of my reason for living. Every time I picture you in white, my heart kneels in gratitude, not to God, but to fate for keeping you safe for me. I'm not promising a perfect life, but I swear to make love the loudest thing that exists between us. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll finally stop writing about love because I'll be living it. When I said forever, I wasn't exaggerating. I meant I'd love you through every lifetime, even after death forgets our names. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll finally see the meaning behind every heartbreak, every delay, every unanswered prayer. You're not just the one I want to marry. You're the one I can't live without. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll show you that real love doesn't fade. It deepens with every breath we share. When I picture you in my arms wearing that ring, the world suddenly feels right again. Soon you'll be my wife, and the home I always dreamed of will finally have a heartbeat. I don't want you for a moment. I want you for every sunrise that ever dares to exist after today. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally have someone who understands that my silence still says, I love you. I've already chosen you in every dream, in every prayer, in every universe where my heart beats. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll no longer have to imagine what forever feels like. I'll hold it. I'm not waiting for a fairy tale ending. I'm waiting for the day reality becomes more beautiful because of you. Soon, you'll be my wife, and every promise I whispered to the night will bloom into truth. The thought of you walking down the aisle makes my soul tremble with a love too sacred for words. Soon you'll be my wife, and I'll finally understand what peace truly feels like. I want to build a life where every ordinary moment becomes sacred just because you're in it. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll thank the universe for never letting me settle for less than you. You are the yes I've been waiting my whole life to hear from destiny itself. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll finally learn how heaven feels, not in the sky, but in your arms. I won't promise to never make mistakes, but I'll promise to always choose you through them. Soon, you'll be my wife, and even time will envy how deeply we love. My soul already recognizes you as my other half. Marriage will only make the universe jealous. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll finally see love not as a word, but as the life we build together. I don't want to possess you. I want to protect the light inside you that makes you who you are. Soon, you'll be my wife, and the chaos inside me will finally find its rhythm in your laughter. I've already fallen for the idea of spending every morning and night beside you. Soon, you'll be my wife, and even the stars will bow to the love we create. I want to grow old, watching the seasons change in your eyes. Soon, you'll be my wife, and the world will witness how love can still win in the end. I'm not in love with what you do. I'm in love with who you are when no one else is watching. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll never again have to wonder who I belong to. Every heartbeat whispers your name. Every dream ends with you wearing my ring. Soon, you'll be my wife, and I'll finally have someone who understands the language of my silence. I used to chase meaning in places. Now I find it in your eyes.